Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the RotoBaller Radio Fantasy Baseball Waiver Wire Series. I'm your host, Anthony Aniano. Happy to be with you here today as we take a look at the waiver wire for Week 15 of your fantasy baseball season. The week beginning Monday, July 18th. Folks, don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com right now and check out all the great content over there. Whether it's the free or the premium package, tons of great content at rotoballer.com. Sign up for any one of our premium packages. Whether it's the remainder of the fantasy baseball season, fantasy football, draft prep, and then in-season product as well. Whether you play DFS or season long, rotoballer.com, the place to be. Sign up for any of those premium packages using the promotional code ACES. Save yourself an additional 10% at checkout. Folks, don't forget also, like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Make sure you download the RotoBaller app for all the latest sports news and information, opinions, great articles there available as well. Guys, just a reminder too now as we take a look here at this waiver wire, All-Star break is upon us, right? I'm recording this, full disclosure, on Friday the 15th, I believe, of July, whatever Friday is, I don't even know. It's summer. All the days blend into one another. Nonetheless, recording this Friday morning, so we still have a weekend full of action. And then we hit the All-Star break. So no games really until some games on Thursday and then a week from now, next Friday. So pitching matchups still undecided and things such as that. So some players who are recently hot, maybe some players who have gotten promotions of late, who you should be mindful of for a nice little post-All-Star break surge. And we start behind the plate, and I'm going to do it. I'm going back to San Francisco, and I am revisiting Joey Bart of the San Francisco Giants, one of the top catching prospects in baseball, one of the San Francisco Giants' top prospects, long viewed as the successor to Buster Posey. And unfortunately, at the start of the year, it did not go that well. In fact, Joey Bart was flat out terrible. No way around it. Got demoted to the minor leagues. Curt Casali took over. Well, Curt Casali gets hurt, and Joey Bart has come up and played significantly better in his promotion. Now, it's a small sample. It's only 18 at-bats. He's got 5 hits in those 18 at-bats. He's started in 7 of his 9 games since his recall from the minor leagues. 5 out of 18, it means he's hitting .278 with a home run, 3 RBIs, 4 runs scored, batting at the bottom of that Giant lineup. Now, it's not fantastic. It's not out of this world. But this is a guy who was hitting .176 on the season and was striking out basically half of his at-bats before the demotion. Went down to the minors, worked on things, hit the ball pretty well, got the recall. Okay, still young, 22, 23 years old. So a lot of upside on Joey Bart, and he's only 6% rostered. Okay, so be mindful of him. I have him in a dynasty league. I put him back in my lineup when he got recalled, and he has hit. If you get .278 out of a catcher, you sign up for that, no doubt about it. All right, some corner infield options as well available on the waiver wire. And remember, guys, like I said, recording this Friday morning. That's July 15th, and using roster percentages as my sounding board, trying to keep it at or below 40%. And the first corner infield option, surprised he's there. He was left for dead in St. Louis, but it's time we pay attention to Matt Carpenter as the Yankee pixie dust has been sprinkled on him, and suddenly he's the Matt Carpenter of his heyday in St. Louis. 38% rostered currently. First base, second base eligible, makes him corner and middle infield eligible as well. Love him in a daily lineup setting. Okay, bats anywhere from 3 through 6 right now in that Yankee lineup. And over his last 14 days, Matt Carpenter is hitting .438 with 5 homers, 11 RBIs, and 8 runs scored. That .438 over his last 14 days now has his average for the year up to .338. With 11 homers, 24 RBIs, 19 runs scored. He's got an on-base percentage of .451, something Matt Carpenter has always excelled at. And his OPS is an off-the-charts 1.319. I mean, just out of this world. is the OPS and the production Matt Carpenter is giving the Yankees, who was plucked him for free. Okay, he was left for dead. Matt Carpenter comes to the Bronx. And listen, it's the Bronx. I hate the Yankees. If you ever listen to me, you know this. I'm a Met guy. But nonetheless, Matt Carpenter has been flat out fantastic for the Yankees and still under 40% rostership. If you need a corner infielder, if you need a middle infielder, Matt Carpenter has been good enough that he's giving you pop, he's giving you batting average, he's giving you everything right now in fantasy baseball. Also available as a corner infielder, I mentioned him last week. I'm going to double down on it this week, and that's Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, he doesn't offer power, but batting average is a category, runs scored is a category, and Yandy Diaz, batting leadoff for the Rays, does give you that. 35% rostered, first base, third base eligible, hits leadoff for the Rays. His last 14 days, Yandy Diaz is hitting 440. Can't ignore that number. On the season now, he's over 300 at 302, within a 412 on-base percentage. His OPS for the season sits at 812. Love all of those numbers. Now, people may be shying away from Yandy Diaz because he's only got 3 home runs on the season. He only has a career high of 13 home runs, and you're right, the power is not going to play. However, on the year now, he's got 40 runs scored, he's got 26 RBIs, and if you need batting average help, Yandy Diaz is giving that with that 440 batting average and that 3.0 up over the 14 and the 302 average on the season. If I have my choice, I am taking Matt Carpenter over Diaz because besides the average, the power plays. You'll take those 11 home runs over Yandy Diaz's power production. And finally, the upside play, and probably the guy I'll add as a corner infielder over anybody else on this list, is Nolan Jones of the Cleveland Guardians. Rookie, one of the Guardians' top prospects. Third base, outfield eligible. I listed him as a corner infielder. He is playing outfield for the Guardians. Obviously, Jose Ramirez at third base. But he does hold third base eligibility, does Nolan Jones. He's 36% rostered. Since getting called up, he's hitting .333, a homer, 8 RBIs. He came up at a monster first game that drove that RBI production up. Hitting 6th, 7th in the lineup most days. Kind of in a bit of a platoon. All right, so be mindful of that. Might be better set for a daily lineup setting, okay? But his on-base percentage is .481. His OPS since getting called up is 1.053. That's elite level stuff. Again, in a weekly lineup setting, you might not like it. Check the splits. He's not playing every day, okay? But at AAA this year, he did hit over 300, 311 with a .417 on-base percentage and .917 OPS. 3 homers, 25 RBIs, 21 runs scored, and did run a bit, 4 stolen bases down at AAA. He's got the most upside. Matt Carpenter is a veteran who had reached the depths. He's resurgent. Yandy Diaz, a consistent batting average option without much power. Now, if you need middle infield help, and again, Matt Carpenter can give that as well, but middle infield help, Jose Iglesias of the Colorado Rockies. Okay, second base, shortstop eligible, makes him middle infield eligible, 9% rostered. At the time of this recording on Friday morning, he was hitting .340 over his last 14 days. He's a batting average boost is what Jose Iglesias is. .340, 2 homers, 12 RBIs, 8 runs scored over his last 14. Hitting second, sometimes you see him hit 5th for the Colorado Rockies. On the season now, he's got the batting average back over 300 at .304. The on-base percentage is a respectable .345. 3 homers, 33 RBIs, 29 runs scored, sprinkled in 2 stolen bases. He's a career .279 hitter who's hitting over 300 this year. I hate leaving 300 hitters on the bench. If you need help in the middle infield, maybe you're still reeling from Ozzie Albies, haven't found a suitable replacement, whatever it may be, Jose Iglesias is hitting over 300 if that's a category you need. And again, right, All-Star break, evaluate the categories. Where can you make up ground? If batting average is a category you can make up ground, go get Carpenter, go get Yandy Diaz, go get Jose Iglesias. If you're looking for a little power push, maybe it's Nolan Jones, or maybe it's the next player here, Jonathan Scope of the Detroit Tigers. First base, second base, thus makes him middle and corner infield eligible. 23% rostered. He's been red hot. And you know what red hot does when you're stone cold for the beginning of the year is it gets you a batting average up over 200. And that's where Scope is right now. got his batting average up to 217 because he's hit 358 over the last 14 days. 4 stolen bases, bit of a surprise. No home runs, but this is a guy who's flashed 20 home run power multiple times in his career. He's got 9 runs scored, 2 RBIs over the last 14. He's up to 6 home runs on the season with 5 stolen bases. Again, it's a 217 batting average for the year. It's a 251 on base percentage, but it is 358 over the last 14. I added him in some spots to get a boost in, ride this hot streak that he's been on. Hits 5th, 6th, 7th in Detroit. And who knows what Detroit does? They can move him. They can move a multitude of players at the trade deadline as they're going nowhere and going nowhere fast. A couple of outfielders to be mindful of. Veteran Aaron Hicks of the New York Yankees swinging a hot bat of late. He's 18% rostered. Hitting 370 over the last 14 days. 3 homers, 8 RBIs, 10 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases. He's up to 9 stolen bases on the season now, giving you a little speed production this season. Okay, batting average is up to 237, which is really, you look at Aaron Hicks, and the Yankees invested in him when they made the trade for him years ago, thinking he was their next great center fielder, and he hasn't really been that. He's been a 240 hitter, but he has flash power and he has flash speed. This year right now, 6 home runs, 9 stolen bases, 34 runs scored, 356 on base percentage is solid, a 713 OPS, and like we said, over the last 14 days has gotten that batting average, has hit 370 over those last 14 days. Finally, my last outfielder, and if I need an outfielder, the outfielder I am adding, Leody Taveras of the Texas Rangers. One of their top prospects, came up last year, 2021, was god-awful. I mean, god-awful. But he's still only 23 years old. Gets called up this season, okay? In the last 14 days, he's hit 389, 3 steals, 1 home run. On the season now this year, 338 with a 359 on base percentage, 859 OPS, 2 homers, 13 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, power speed. This season in AAA before his recall, he was hitting 294 with 7 home runs and 7 stolen bases. So you combine that with the minor league with the major league numbers, he's got 9 homers and 11 stolen bases on the season between AAA and the major leagues. 2021, he had 17 home runs and stole 13 bases. He is a part of the Texas Rangers' future in center field. Brought up too soon in 2021, struggled mightily. Comes back this year, swinging a hot bat, kind of cementing himself as the center fielder there in Texas the rest of the way. And he's only 19% rostered right now on Yahoo. Okay, catcher, you willing to take the flyer? Take it on Joey Bart. See if that minor league stint did him some good. Corner infield, Matt Carpenter, Yandy Diaz. Carpenter giving you power batting average. Yandy Diaz giving you batting average. Nolan Jones giving you the upside that a young rookie does give you. Middle infield batting average help, Jose Iglesias, Jonathan Scope. If you're desperate, he's hot right now. Outfielders, Aaron Hicks, a little power, a little speed, swinging a hot bat. And Leody Taveras of the Texas Rangers, power, speed, and the upside that a 23-year-old brings. All right, everybody, don't forget, like I said, head over to rotoballer.com. Check out everything there. The baseball, the football videos are rolling out as well. Make sure you stay here. Check out the pitcher waiver wire video. Follow me on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy. And make sure you like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Download the app and get one of those premium packages right now using the promotional code ACES. All right, everybody, enjoy the All-Star game, and we will see you next time. Have a good one, folks.